1,000 small ants, 1,000 large ants. Both colonies are living on the edge of survival, fighting every single day to claim food and territory. What happens when the pressure of survival pushes both sides to their limits? Today's enemies may become powerful allies, and before long, both sides are swept into an all-out war. In this fight for survival, who will be the last one standing? Every ant is tiny on its own, but together they become a terrifying swarm that leaves the caterpillar with nowhere to run. Look closely. The caterpillar is slowing down, weakening, and starting to lose strength. With this tiny prey, each ant may not get much to eat, but it is a precious source of protein which they will carry back to feed the growing larvae. Large ants do not need the same patience as small ants. With stronger jaws and heavier bodies, they charge straight at the caterpillar and quickly overpower it. The struggle is shorter, fiercer, and far more direct. Food does not always have to be killed to be valuable. At first glance, these small ants may seem to be simply moving around the aphid colony, but in reality, a symbiotic relationship is taking place here. By gently brushing their antennae against the aphids' bodies, the ants stimulate them to release honeydew, a sweet liquid rich in sugar that provides the colony with a quick source of energy. At this point, the large ants are not hunting. With their strong, powerful jaws, their mouthparts are drawing tree sap. This sugar source provides the entire colony with a fast source of energy, helping the workers continue to patrol, forage, and defend their territory throughout the day. For these small ants, nothing useful within their territory goes to waste. Soft-bodied insects, dead prey, or even tiny seeds like these are quickly collected and carried back to the nest. Protein helps feed the larvae, while these tiny seeds can become an emergency food source when resources grow scarce. Every item they bring back helps the colony survive and grow. Hunters can sometimes become prey. They seem completely unaware that they are stepping to a trap plant, which looks like an ordinary leaf, but is actually a living weapon. The moment they make the wrong move, the trap can sense the motion and snap shut in an instant. Just one misstep, one touch in the wrong place, and the trap can clamp down on its prey. In this encounter, the ants are no longer the hunters. They are facing a predator that does not chase, but waits silently for the moment its prey lets its guard down, then snaps shut and swallows them whole. For a small ant colony, even a young grasshopper is a giant compared to them. But ants do not hunt alone. The first workers rush in to probe the target, and very quickly more ants are drawn in, guiding one another through signals we cannot see. They latch onto the legs, the joints, and every weak point of the giant, wherever they can reach. What looks chaotic is actually coordination. While a single ant has no chance of winning alone, the colony together can overwhelm prey many times larger than themselves. A centipede has stepped into their territory. It is a living nightmare, armed with speed, venom, and a body built for combat. Every movement it makes is dangerous. The ant colony does not retreat. The moment this intruder crosses the boundary, they launch their attack without hesitation. They climb onto its body, cling to its legs, and strike from every direction at once. In that instant, even the centipede begins to panic under the sudden assault of the swarm. Now, it is facing dozens of large ants, and it can no longer move freely. And now the balance shifts. The hunter begins to lose control. Instead of holding its ground, the centipede turns and flees the ant's territory. For one brief moment, both colonies continue to exist in a state of uneasy peace. The small ants keep moving through their part of the land, while the large ants continue patrolling and temporarily guarding their own side. But this peace is only temporary. When their paths begin to cross and their borders start to overlap, conflict is no longer just a possibility. It becomes inevitable. War begins with a single mistake. One large ant steps into the small ant's territory, and the response comes immediately. It strikes first, using its size and strength to overpower the tiny defenders. At first, the battle seems almost hopeless. The small ants look far too weak to face an enemy that no individual among them could defeat alone. But they do not run. They latch onto the intruder, bite down, and begin to fight back. The large ant tries to shake them off, but it cannot. Minute after minute, more of their kind arrive, and the real battle is only just beginning. At first, the large ants seem to be winning. Each one is strong, aggressive, and dangerous when facing the small ants one-on-one. But they share one weakness. They cannot combine their strength. As the pressure builds, they begin to crack. One falls back, another breaks away. The small ants do the opposite. They surge in from every side, surround the enemy, and never let go. And every turn in the battle keeps shifting against them. The fight that once seemed to favor the larger ants ends in defeat. As the large ant colony is overwhelmed and driven out of the territory. When the battle is over, the land still belongs to those tiny warriors, because in this war, unity was the greatest weapon of all. And you, what do you think is the greatest lesson from this battle? Let me know in the comments below.